I grew up thinking I knew what holidays were. Christmas meant snow, matching pajamas from Target, and my mom yelling at us because we weren't just smiling enough for the family photos she would only post once. Thanksgiving meant turkey so dry you could use it as a sponge, with my dad announcing, "It's tradition." Like that explained anything. New Year's was fireworks bought legally from a stand next to Walmart. And the 4th of July was neighbors grilling hot dogs while pretending they weren't judging each other's potato salad. Basically, holidays in America were food. Family pretending to get along and everyone leaving at exactly 8:15 p.m. because they have work in the morning. So imagine my shock when I experienced holidays in the Philippines. I didn't plan it. Actually, I just thought, let me visit for a few weeks. It'll be fun. Maybe I'll eat mangoes and sit on a beach and meet a cute guy who looks like he models for Jollibee. I truly thought it was going to be a calm cultural experience. No one warned me. No one told me Filipino holidays are like Marvel movies. Long, loud, chaotic, emotional. 73 characters involved and always ending with a huge explosion. My first warning sign should have been when I arrived in September and saw Christmas decorations already up in people's houses. I thought maybe they forgot to take them down from last year. But no, this was intentional. This was the start of what Filipinas proudly call the bear months, which means September, October, November, December, 4 straight months of Christmas. I asked my Filipino friend, "You celebrate Christmas for a third of the year?" And he said, "No, sometimes until February, depende. Depende on what? Was Santa waiting for his visa extension or something?" But no one gave me a proper explanation because apparently Filipinos don't need one. They just love Christmas so much that they treat it like a full-time job. In America, when we put up Christmas lights, it's an event, a whole day. Someone falls off a ladder, the dog gets tangled in the wires. Someone starts crying, someone shouts. Why do we even do this every year? In the Philippines, Christmas lights magically appear everywhere. Even the tricycles have Christmas lights. You'll see a jeepney with blinking Rudolph antlers. The barangay hall is glowing like Times Square. Some random sari-sari store has a sauna mannequin wearing flip-flops. And they all look better than my mom's entire house combined. But nothing prepared me for Philippine holiday food. Back home, holidays mean turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce nobody eats, pumpkin pie, and everyone arguing about politics while pretending it isn't ruining the vibes. In the Philippines, it is a full culinary concert. You don't just eat. You feast, you devour, you go to war. There's lech in the shiny roasted pig that looks like it was blessed by the gods and moisturized with holy oil. There's pancit, which they say makes you live longer, so suddenly I'm eating it like I'm trying to beat Methuselah's record. There's lumpia, which is so addictive. I'm convinced there's a secret Filipino drug cartel hiding inside every roll. There's spaghetti that tastes sweet enough to summon ants from the next province. I was overwhelmed. But Filipinos treat holiday eating like a mission. When I finished my first plate, my friend's mom looked at me and said, "That's it, you don't like the food. Eat more anak." Anak? She called me anak. Child. That's when I knew I was trapped. Meanwhile in America, if you finish your plate, someone just awkwardly says, "Oh, you liked it? Wow, thanks." Like, they're surprised. But in a Filipino holiday feast, finishing your food is not the end. It is the beginning. The aunties were eyeing me like generals planning the next course. I swear they were calling backup lumpia reserves. More rice? No po, I'm full. So you want dessert? What part of full translated to dessert in this country? Don't get me wrong, I love the food. But I wasn't prepared for the level of commitment involved. In America, we eat on holidays. In the Philippines, they celebrate food. But food was just the first shock. There was something much more intense. Filipino holiday gatherings. In the US, a Christmas party usually has like 12 people. 15 if someone brought a new boyfriend. In the Philippines, I kid you not, I walked into a house and there were at least 60 people inside. I looked around like I had walked into a United Nations meeting. Kids were running everywhere, aunties were laughing, The men were outside grilling while discussing politics louder than the speaker volume, and some uncle was asleep in a chair he definitely did not own. I whispered to my friend, "Are all of these people your cousins?" He shook his head. "No, these are just the cousins from my mom's side." I nearly fainted. And here's the thing, Filipinos don't treat you like a guest. They treat you like family, which is sweet, but also terrifying if you are an unprepared foreigner. The first tita who saw me grabbed my arm and said, "Oi, you're so beautiful. You American?" My nephew is single. Another one asked if I'm eating enough. Another tried to teach me how to say "Merry Christmas" in Filipino, but I kept forgetting the words because a child taped a paper crown to my head and declared me Snow Queen of Barangay 7. And honestly, it felt flattering. But the real madness began at midnight on Christmas Eve. Back home, we opened gifts in the morning. Calm, peaceful, pajamas, coffee, no rush. In the Philippines, Christmas gifts open at midnight because of Nosh Buna, which means everyone is awake, even the toddlers, even the babies who don't know what Christmas is. I saw a cat walking around with a Santa hat at 1 a.m. Nobody questions it. The entire neighborhood was awake, laughing, eating, singing, fireworks, people screaming "Merry Christmas," like they're trying to win a shouting competition. Meanwhile, in America, if you make noise past 10 p.m., your neighbor reports you to the HOA. But the most shocking thing, it felt nice, warm, alive. Filipinos don't just celebrate holidays. They squeeze every drop of joy from them. The next holiday I experienced was New Year's. This was when I realized I actually needed therapy before participating. In America, New Year's is fireworks in controlled areas, police supervision, and everybody counting down calmly. In the Philippines, they handed me a handheld firecracker and said, "Go. Just don't point it at the dog." I have never been more stressed in my life. Fireworks were shooting everywhere. Kids dancing. Adults lighting things that looked like they were banned in most countries. Neighbors racing to see who had the loudest explosion. And then the pots and pans tradition. Filipinos bang pots and pans at midnight to scare away bad luck. So suddenly, I was outside hitting a frying pan with a spoon while my friend shouted, "Hit harder. Bad luck is strong this year." In America, if you did this, someone would call the police. But again, it felt fun, chaotic, pure. Then came Holy Week. In America, Holy Week means you go to church on Sunday and then forget about it for the next 51 weeks. In the Philippines, Holy Week means people cry, pray, fast, watch reenactments, go on processions, and some towns have guys reenact being whipped. I did not know about this. I was walking around peacefully when suddenly I saw a procession with a giant statue of Jesus and I thought, wow, a parade? And my Filipino friend looked at me like I had just insulted the entire history of religion. Then there were the holidays I wasn't ready for, like All Souls Day. I thought Americans celebrated Halloween big, but Filipinos celebrate the actual afterlife. Families camp in cemeteries. They bring food. They tell stories. They laugh. Kids run around like they're in Disneyland. Meanwhile, I was standing there like, "Hi. Hello. Sorry for intruding," to the spirits. And to your family. I don't know the cultural script for this situation, but the family I was with made me feel included. They explained who they were visiting, shared memories, gave me food again, and by the end of the night, I realized the holiday wasn't scary at all, it was beautiful. And then there's Valentine's Day. In America, Valentine's is mostly couples stressing about dinner reservations, chocolates, and whether they bought the right flowers. In the Philippines, it is a national performance. The malls are decorated. The restaurants are full. The karaoke machines are warmed up. The whole country enters romantic mode. Even the tricycle drivers have heart stickers on their windshields. And the funniest part? If you're single, the entire barangay knows and offers to help. You know, boyfriend, why? You're so beautiful. You want Filipino boyfriend? I know 3. Choose. I have never been so aggressively assisted in my love life. But what truly amazed me about Filipino holidays is how emotional they are. Every holiday in the Philippines has a deeper meaning, family, community, togetherness, traditions that have survived for generations, food that tells stories, celebrations that unite entire neighborhoods. Meanwhile, in America, we can't even agree on whether pineapple belongs on pizza. One moment that made me emotional was during Christmas when they played Pasko na Sinakeo. Everyone suddenly got quiet, emotional, singing like they were auditioning for The Voice. I didn't know the lyrics, but I felt them. I felt the nostalgia, the love, the longing. Filipino holidays aren't just events, they're memories being made. By the time I finished my full cycle of holidays in the Philippines, I understood something. Filipinos celebrate with their whole heart. Americans celebrate with schedules, planning, and Google Calendar reminders. Both are nice. But in the Philippines, holidays feel alive. People gather, people laugh. People cook like they're feeding an army. Kids scream for no reason. Fireworks explode dangerously close to your eyebrows, yet you feel completely safe. And despite the chaos, despite the noise, despite the midnight eating and the cousins you never knew existed, it feels like you belong. I used to think holidays were about the decorations or the gifts or the traditions. But in the Philippines, I learned holidays are about people. People who welcome you, feed you, celebrate with you, tease you, call you anak, introduce you to 10 single nephews, make you sing karaoke even though you sound like a dying dolphin, and treat you like family even if you met them 5 minutes ago. So yes, holidays in the USA will always be home. But holidays in the Philippines, there's something else entirely. They're louder, wilder, sweeter, longer, more emotional, more dramatic, more delicious, more unpredictable, more Filipino, and honestly, I wouldn't trade the experience for anything. Not even my mom's dry Thanksgiving turkey.